just to start making sense of things, because I really know, and I remember how hard it was for me to wrap my mind around all the possible marketing strategies. Let's look at the high level stuff that's available for you, and let's go through it. And as we go through it, here's the two things that I want you to kind of keep an eye out. There's this thing called push versus pull. Let me quickly explain that. Push is when you push out and broadcast your message. It can be anything from social media posting to you literally standing outside with a billboard saying, hey, go buy my stuff. Versus pull, and pull is where you set up pages, listings, websites, your own site, maybe Amazon listings, who knows what your business is going to be, but you make it discoverable for people naturally. So you kind of pull them in. For example, let's say you're selling a watch. The way you would pull them in is you would rank your website, or maybe you would have an Amazon listing with your watch, and you would say, the website would rank in Google search or on Amazon search, and people they were looking for a watch, they're looking for it, they find you, they buy. Versus that's pull. You pull them in, okay? They easily discover you. Push is where you keep on promoting on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on wherever you can find any platform where you can post a link to your watch listing, okay? Now, what's the difference? Pull, you know a couple of things about them right away. You know that, and pull is generally associated, think search. Push, think maybe social media. It's not 100% correlation, but I just want to make it easy for you to understand these concepts. So when you're pulling people, when you're doing search, and usually I explore search heavily in almost everything I do, because when you rank in something in search, like for some keyword, it doesn't matter if it's search on Amazon, search on Google, search on whatever website. The thing is, if you rank today, you might rank next week, next month, next year, in 5 years. It could be. So it's very much automated. And there's a couple of things when you get pulled traffic. You know that they want something because they're literally putting a certain query into the search engine. So you know what they want. And very importantly, you know that they want it right now at the moment where they're searching. Now let's contrast that to push marketing. Let's say you run an ad on Facebook, or you have a page on Facebook and you promote stuff. Well, you don't know what they want right now. You only kind of know what they're generally interested in. Their likes, groups they're in already. You might have a sense that they're following you for some reason on social media. But right now, they could be taking a shower. They could be taking their kids to school. They could be having life problems. They're not shopping for your product. And that's the difference, you see. So the pull marketing tends to be, not always, but it tends to be that you get leads that are much more highly converting, because you already know when they want it and what they want. Whereas on social media, those things are a little more fuzzy. You know other things about them on social media, much more than with search. But those two important criteria, that's why SEO has been so powerful. Now, the next thing I want you to focus on is targeting. How close is that individual who you're reaching close to your ideal customer? Not you'll take anyone as customer, I understand. But how close are they? Are they thirsting for what you have? Do they actually want it? Do they need it in their life? Okay, so that person who's searching for a watch, let's extend that example. Well, do they want a Rolex, or do they want a $5 watch? Do they want a gold watch? Do they want a designer watch? Do they just want something practical? Do they want an iPhone, like Apple Watch? So there's so many things. So you don't know. Like if you're selling a $5 watch, maybe if they're searching for a watch, maybe most of the people, that search is too, there's not enough words in that search to really know. It's too ambiguous. But if they're searching for a discounted, cheap plastic watch, and that's the perfect thing that you have, then they're much more highly targeted. Similarly, on social media, if you can kind of, if you run ads, you can kind of look at their income levels and spending habits and uh, other interests, and you can see if they're like a high-end person, high-end buyer versus not a high-end buyer. So the closer you get to the bullseye of your target market, also the higher your conversions will be, and so easier your marketing will be. Okay, now let's go over the possible search strategies. The first one is essentially search, the pool. And search, don't think of it as Google search. Most search is Google search, but the biggest search engine obviously the biggest search engine out there in the English speaking web is Google, but the second one is YouTube, not Bing or Yahoo like some people will say. So YouTube, also you want to, if you think of search engines that are specific for your business, if you're selling products, the next two search engines are things like Amazon search, Etsy search, eBay search. If you're a local business, you have local search. If you are selling products, if you're selling freelancer services, okay, then it's Fiverr.com search or Upwork search. So search on specific platforms where you need to do business, because you already know that those customers hang out there, that they're perfect for you, and they're already searching for your service. So it's perfect. Next is the bucket of social media. And this is, social media is fuzzy because also YouTube is part of social media, and YouTube is kind of search and social. It plays in both playgrounds, but most of the time social media is clear. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, latest and greatest, Snapchat, and Pinterest and all that. And essentially all you have to do is just post very awesome stuff regularly, get a following. It's really helpful to grow on social media if you have a big following elsewhere, or if you've done something awesome elsewhere. It's really not that easy to just start a social media account from scratch and become an influencer all of a sudden. Usually people become influencer from elsewhere. The next thing is publicity and influencer marketing, essentially getting other influencers, other bloggers, other podcasters to feature you in some ways. And that's really, and even that goes as high as being on television. Of course, it's very hard to get on television, but that's publicity. So you can get attention. Businesses that are a really good fit for that are businesses that have something really new, really cool, really unique and innovative. They can get publicity. And influencer marketing is basically all about paying certain people who say they're influencers in your industry. They may or may not be as influential as they say. So it's, take them with a grain of salt. But that's essentially that bucket of just leveraging other large accounts, platforms, podcasts, other large places that are not yours. Think of it that way. Then you can run advertisements. The only issue around that is, of course, different platforms. You understand already. Push-pull social media ads like Facebook ads, they'll work very differently than Google ads. And for different types of products, different types of ads will work. So don't just blindly think like Google ads or Facebook ads. Think of your ideal customers. What are the ways they discover your product? What are the right ads to run for them? Ads are fantastic. If you can spend $1 to get $1.01 out, you can run ads essentially to infinity. But it's really hard to do. Most of the time, people run ads, they spend $1, they make back 50 cents. And that's the challenge with ads. So ads have to be run really carefully, really intelligently. You have to, over time, refine your ads, make them more highly converting, get cheaper ad clicks, and make them cheaper to run over time. And then the thing you're selling, you have to work on the conversion of it over time, and then it can work. Next is platform marketing. That's the last thing. So the platform marketing, think of any large website, YouTube, if you have videos, Amazon if you have products, Udemy if you have courses. So Fiverr.com or Upwork if you're promoting services that freelancing services. The platforms are those big sites, and compared to your site, they have oceans of traffic, and that's the benefit of them. They'll bring you traffic. So that's in the beginning. Usually you want to try your best to take advantage of platform marketing, because they'll if you use them the right way, they'll drive you a flood of customers or traffic or views or whatever you need. Whereas on your own website, obviously from day one, it's really rough going. There's nobody visiting the site, and you have to really fight hard to get people to come. So these are sort of like the 5 different, very, very, very large general buckets of places how you can promote. But as soon as you start thinking in terms of targeting and in terms of push versus pull, your marketing strategy for whatever business idea you have will start to take shape. You'll start to get a sense like, a lot of people might be searching for my stuff, or I need to raise awareness, in which case you will maybe run ads or get publicity or get social media. So that's how you think about it. And in the next video, we'll do an exercise and explore the different possibilities and help you create a little marketing plan.